Well, I was asked to graph a problem using E, so let's try this one here. I'm on, well, this is a derivation of something from the practice B worksheet for 7.3. So I have f of x equals 2e to the x minus 2 minus 3. And what I want to do is I want to start, as usual, with the parent function. My parent function here is e to the x. So, like, it's just an exponential function, and remember, e is just a number. It's nothing special. Well, it's a special number, but it's nothing special. It's a number. So, like every exponential function, e to the 0 power is going to be equal to 1. Every number to the 0 power is equal to 1. And e to the 1 is going to be equal to e, and e, if you forget, I wrote it over here. Well, you can't see it very well over on the calculator there. I can't write on the calculator. E, you can enter it by pushing second, and then above the division sign, I think, is where the E is. It says E, enter if you forget what it is, it's 2.718. So, at 1, it's 2.718. It's right about there. Right about there. I said right about there. So, knowing what an exponential graph looks like, I know that I have my x-axis as a horizontal asymptote, so it's going to look just something like that. That is my e to the x as my parent function. Now, I have to start translating it. Well, I start from left to right. There's no negative sign, so I don't have to worry about flipping it over the x-axis, but I have a 2. So, where x is equal to 0, instead of it being, the graph being, f of x being equal to 1, it's going to be equal to 2. 2 times e to the x. 2e to the x. And where it is 1, instead of 2.78, what would that be? Times 2, 5.4 something? Come on, you do this. That times 2, 5.43. So it's going to be 5.43. Sorry for the troubles here, group. 5.43. I still have my x-axis as my horizontal asymptote, so I can just kind of sketch this one right in there. That's a reasonable graph. That's part 2. Now I have my horizontal and my vertical shift. Remember, this is the same thing as a times x minus h plus k. My x minus h is right there, and my k is right there. So with my x minus h, it means I'm going to shift over 2 every point. I have 2 points that I'm working with. I'm going to shift those over 2 and then down 3. So I'm going to go for this point here. I'm going to go 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3. That's going to be that point. And for my point up here, I'm going to go over 2, 1, 2, and down 3, 1, 2, 3. So that point is going to be right there. But the other thing that I want to do that'll really help me, enable me to draw this graph is, since I'm going down 3 right here, my horizontal asymptote, which used to be the x-axis, also is going to go down 3. So I'm going to make a new horizontal asymptote. I'm going to put it in there as a dotted line. And now I have my 2 dots. I can pretty easily draw this graph. And that's it. That is the graph of that. Just one more thing to add to this. I'm only going to require that you label me 2 points, so those would be my 2 points that you would label. But what you might want to, you can see that it's going to cross my y-axis right here. And just to check yourself, you might want to put into your calculator. I did it right here, where x is equal to 0. So if x is equal to 0, then I would have this would be equal to 2e to the negative 2 minus 3. And I just plug that right into my calculator, as you can see over here. Does it show up? No, it won't show up. You can't see. You have to look at my calculator over there. Oh, wow, that's weird. You have to look at my calculator over there, but it comes out to be negative 2.86. And when I sketched in my graph, sure enough, I mean, I think I crossed the axis right about there at about negative 2.86 for 1. So that's it. I don't think you'll have too much trouble with this. If you have any questions, send me an email.